What's up, guys? Back again already. All right, on the subject of good games, I went back and checked through the little listing I had made of games I had played a couple weeks prior that were notable and worth recording, and found a really good one. I think I actually have a few others. I haven't reviewed them yet, but I had at least 3 other ones written down, so we could be in for a little bit of a awesome game marathon. This game is with Omnath and was played, I think, on the 7th of May, so roughly 10 days ago. And this one's a doozy as well. If the Nin deck produced an amazing game earlier today, this is a phenomenal game between Omnath and this is a partners combo that I've been seeing quite a bit recently. I guess since they introduced this partner set, Toothy and Per Imaginative Rascal. They combo really nicely. Per puts double counters on things, and Toothy loves to have counters put on him. Whenever you draw a card, he gets extra counters, and then he draws cards whenever he leaves play. So it's a pretty cool combo, and often makes for some very neat interactive games. I have a very good hand. Mana Vault and Kodama's Reach and Scrying all on the draw, and I think I am playing first too. I don't recall, actually. Let's find out. No, looks like he's first. That's fine. He's got Elvish Mystic to begin. Yeah, this hand's awesome. Any of the games where you just start with one of the card draw equal to your commander's power, you're usually in good shape. There are a fair number of them that I'm not actually using, I think because they cost a little bit too much mana. Momentous Fall, I think, is one of them. Maybe that's wrong, too. It may be worthwhile to play maybe one more in the deck, because some of the games you lose, you just basically get 1 billion mana, and Omnath can't get through for some reason, and you have no way to utilize him to do anything meaningful, and you just get beaten down in the air or something. Or you're basically just hoping to top deck one of about 6 or 7 spells that insta-win you the game. All right. Steel Hellkite. That could matter later. I'm certainly not going to be playing that early. All right, there's Per. I don't know how that's pronounced. Per or Pier. Probably Per. Nature's Claim. That's not all that useful. So I've got a few choices here. I could play Kodama's Reach, but Kodama's Reach doesn't immediately make any extra mana, and I'm going to have to use the Mana Vault to do that. And I figure that using Omnath to do that, I'll be able to float a mana the next turn and automatically cast Kodama's Reach whether or not I play a land, or I draw a land, so I decide that that's ultimately a better use of my mana here. Well, that's right, actually I have enough mana to Sylvan Scrying too, which is really nice because it guarantees a land drop, and of course I'm going to get the always powerful Gaia's Cradle. I'm getting that over at maybe Ancient Tomb, which wouldn't be a terrible choice because it would allow me to untap the Mana Vault immediately, but I decide that I'm going to play the longer game here. Cradle just has so much potential to just blow the game open, and Nissa, Voice of Zendikar, comes down. I've really been impressed by this commander in most of the games that I've played it. Those plants give you the ability to hold the fort until you can just ultimate, and the +1 on all your creatures is already a pretty good ability. Once you've thrown a few counters on Nissa, it can be really, really strong. And obviously it combines incredibly well with the commander too. Because, you get, whenever you put counters on creatures you control, you get double counters too. This thing has amazing synergy in his deck. Just overall a pretty solid commander. The 3 mana, commander, why am I saying commander? 3 mana Planeswalker. 3 mana Planeswalkers in general are really, really strong. I think that they're just arguably just strictly better than the 4 mana Planeswalkers, with the exception of maybe Jace the Mind Sculptor. But the difference between 3 and 4 mana is so profound, particularly for something that you have to protect. He's just making a plant. God, look at that. It's already up to 6. It's so nuts. Does not have a 3rd mana source. Makes me regret not using Sylvan Scrying potentially for a strip mine to kill off that island. But there's no way to know that he didn't have any more land. Okay, draw a forest here. I'll just send in Omnath just to clear out his little plant. I'm going to cast Kodama's Reach post-combat. Alright, slowly building up. He's going pretty slow. He's got Contentious Plan. Very good card in his deck as well once his commander's online. Now, God, this is up to 8 counters down to 10. It's just insane. Rogue's Passage. I suppose he's playing with this just because he often gets in a situation where he has a huge Toothy in play and he probably can't attack with it for lethal because his opponent just has some chump blockers or things that are protected. Scoop Mob is a little strange. Not threatening until he's got 5 lands, but it does. I guess Scoop Mob is pretty good again with his commander, although it's a difference of 4 counters a turn versus 5. All right, Sylvan, that's really timely. And I've got plenty of life to burn on that. So I'll just send in Omnath again here, assuming he'll chump block. Pump Omnath up and use 2 of the mana to Sylvan. Oh boy, okay, so Nissa could trivially let him draw 4 cards off the ultimate. And now he's playing Toothy. So Toothy comes down as a 1-1, and sure enough, there's the ultimate. And Toothy's going to go straight up to the moon. 9-9 already, and he draws 4. And that's the kind of a swing that's pretty hard to recover from. I mean, what do I do against a 9-9? I guess I have duplicate for it, I suppose. Normally, what does green do against the 9-9? It's pretty hard. Problem is that the card draw happens when Toothy leaves play. So even though I can duplicate it, it's not dies, it's leave play. So as soon as I kill the Toothy off, he's still going to draw like 8 cards. That's not good. But I suppose it's better than just getting destroyed. And it'll allow me to keep attacking with Omnath. I'm playing this diamond. That was a no-brainer keep off the Sylvan. I have greater good as well. I got to attack with Omnath here. This is a very interesting choice. I mean, I guess he really values his mana, but I think taking a hit here is completely fine, particularly how close he is to getting Scoop Mob large. So I'm not sure if I block there. I guess, no, that's true. I guess I am sending it at Nissa, but I think maybe the Elvish Mystic is a better choice than the Scoop Mob. Maybe I'm wrong about that. All right, tapping a ton of mana here. And this is just a no-brainer. I have to just kill off this Toothy before it gets too huge. And just draw a casual 8. Jesus. Oh, yeah, okay. Mana Crypt. More mana. And Toothy. So now he's got the 5 land. I mean, I guess he couldn't have known that I was just going to be able to kill off his Toothy, but now he's got 5 mana for the Scoop Mob, which will get very huge very quickly. It becomes a 6-6, and then it becomes gigantic. Then it's an 11-11, and every turn that goes by, it just gets more and more insane. I think it's probably better than an Elvish Mystic. Right, and he makes another token. And then he casts Rapid Hybridization targeting Omnath, and with nothing better to spend my mana on, I just Nature's Claim away the Mana Crypt. Because all those cards aren't that useful if I can at least keep his hand size. I mean, if I can keep his mana somewhat constrained. So it goes to end step. He throws away a bunch of land. Yeah, a Mystical Tutor. That's a strange choice. When someone throws away Mystical Tutor, you pretty much have to worry about the rest of their hand. Regardless, I'm taking 1 from the Mana Vault and probably taking another 8 off my Sylvan. Because life is just not that important. All right, Crypt and Forest. And we're going to keep them all. Regretfully, I have to play Crypt even though I'm down to 10 because this is just an emergency situation. So I'm replaying my Omnath. I get to send both of these guys at Nissa. I'll just chump 1 and it goes down to 3 counters. Post-combat, play the Hellkite. All right, now this is the kind of thing, this is the business that can really swing the game in my favor. He doesn't currently have a way to deal with it. It's big enough to survive an attacker. Toothy is small, so he can't do crazy Rogue's Passage things because Nissa's small. All right, he plays Wingcrafter. Oh, that's terrifying. All right, Toothy is now 3-3. He can still make it unblockable. But he needs to spend more mana to pump it up further. Spark Double. Okay. He's got 2 Toothies. That's paired up as well. I guess it only pairs with 1. All right, 5 cards in hand. Whirlpool Rider. That is some seriously awesome tech. So look at this. He's got 4 cards in hand, 2 copies of Toothy, and Peer. Yeah, that's pretty bad for me. That's a lot of triggers. Oh, good Lord. All right, well, when I played that Steel Hellkite, I never, ever thought it would literally be chump blocking for my life. I could not have imagined he'd be able to pump his Toothy up to 11-11 this turn. Thank God the Rogue's Passage is tapped, because I'm just insta-dead. All right, he makes a plant, and in comes a Toothy. It's flying as well, so there's no question of blocking it here. Yeah, it's a no-brainer chump block. It is a rare thing when you have to chump block with Steel Hellkite. That may be the first time I've done that, actually. Feels extremely bad, but better than dying. All right. 10 life to work with. 2 absolutely enormous Toothies that will draw him half of his deck when they die. Not a lot of options here, but at least I still have that Gaia's Cradle. And when you have mana and Omnath and Life's Legacy, there's always hope. All right, I'm going to certainly take one here, lose the flip, get dinged by Mana Crypt. All right, Genesis Wave and an Elf. I don't need either one of those. So I'm just going to get the Forest because that just means Omnath is bigger. Yeah, and I'm not going to even screw around. There's no temptation to attack with Omnath. Because if he blocks with the other Toothy, which he probably wouldn't do anyway, just block with the plant. I just got to sack it right now. Plus, I often regret attacking, and then I cast a Life's Legacy to draw a ton of cards, and I get something like Kozilek plus Lightning Greaves or something, and I would have been able to attack and just an ultimate, or I'm sorry, annihilate 4 permanents. So, off of the gigantic 12-card draw off my sacrificed Omnath, I get an insane hand. Void Winnower, Beast Within, and Ugin. God damn, Ugin's so perfect. I mean, basically at this stage in the game, I'm figuring, what can I really do? He's got an 11/11 flyer that kills me in one hit, and I'm at 6, as well as another 11/11. And, yeah, there really just aren't too many things my deck can do at that point to stop it. Short of, like, regrowing Steel Hellkite, which I was certainly planning to do as a backup plan to not die. But then I get Ugin, Spirit Dragon. I guess Mindslaver was another card that could potentially have pulled me out of this, but regardless. All right. I can spend some mana here. Down comes Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Sure, that's going to cost me a Frog Lizard and a Sylvan Library, but hey, small price to pay. That just eats everything. That's so nuts. But of course, my opponent has a 24-card hand now. We'll deal with that later. All right, and I need to gain life given that I'm at 6 with Mana Crypt and Mana Vault in play. So as much as I'd like to deploy some of the other stuff in my hand, this play is just what I have to do. I've already played my land for the turn, so there's no land wild growth shenanigans. All right, 2 counters on Jitte. And I can throw away a bunch of land. I'm just basically throwing away all mana sources and keeping all business spells. Okay. Well, he has 6 mana in play and 24 cards in hand, but all the cards in the world, as we've certainly learned with past games involving Winter Orb and Necro and things like that, all the cards in the world don't mean anything if you don't have mana to play them. So, Spellbook. That's clever too. I really like this guy's deck. All right, Mana Vault. And birds. He's going to play a bunch of other stuff. Utopia Sprawl is really neat to see. And this thing, Stealth Suit. So he's going long on the whole make my guy unblockable and kill you in one hit thing, which is kind of interesting. Seems more suited to multiplayer, but this could very easily be a multiplayer deck anyway. All right, he's thinking about doing something, and he just ultimately does nothing. Does that just mean he has counters? I mean, that bird's not doing anything. So it's time to untap the vault. I'm so low on life here. All right, fortunately I win. I don't go to 3. Terastodon. That is delicious. And I have more than enough mana to play it. And it would allow me to kill Spellbook and some Command Tower probably, and the Utopia Sprawl land. But I'm so low in life, I really don't want to. I guess I could just use Ugin for 0. And that would kill off both of the elephants. Could do it for 1 as well. I'm just going to play an Arbor Elf here. Blow up the bird. Attack again. Get some more Jitte counters on there. This is obviously just potential life. That's 8 life points, so I don't have to worry. And notice something here just appeared. I just crossed the 5-minute threshold, and if I'd had the text for our conversation when the game began, I actually had someone come to the door and had to spend about 5 minutes at the start of the game messing around with that. You notice the gigantic disparity in the clock. It's like 12 minutes or something. Or the other possibility is that my son woke up and came down and I had to go put him back to bed. I think that actually may have been what had happened. Anyway, regardless, it ate up like 10 or 12 minutes. But normally the Omnath deck is so fast it doesn't matter. Now it's going to matter because the clock is ticking and I'm still got to think through these turns. There's a lot of elaborate things to do. All right, so I'm just going to play Omnath here. This is entirely a bait. I feel like he's got counter magic in his hand. And the Omnath is probably the least critical of the things I have in my hand right now. Sure enough, he's got Essence Scatter. That's fine. Much more time gets lopped off the clock. He's got 19 cards still. I'm I'm not auto yielding either, which is pretty dumb. So Garrick's down. Cyclonic Rift with Overload. Wow, that's brutal. All right. Well, I can gain 8 in response, I suppose. It's not really that bad. I mean, other than the time issue, it just delays me a lot. I'm going to cast a Beast Within. I decide to kill Spellbook here, actually. He's tapping a bunch of mana. Tesseract's Gambit. That's weird. Weird card to play, I think. Rather than one of the commanders or something. I think he did have enough mana to do that. Maybe not, though. So, in response, I'm just going to blow up the Spellbook. It may not be the right thing to do, but it does feel good making your opponent discard 10. Look at all his land. Vivian Reed, I suppose, is a good thing to make him lose, because that does kill off the Jitte. Alright, Skull Clamp. I can redeploy all these mana artifacts. Down to 328. Keep an eye on that, guys. Alright. And down comes Ugin. I'm just going to blow this beast up because my life total still matters a great deal. Play my Jitte and play a Skull Clamp, I think, and I'm just going to throw away this Mox. Down to 254, and I think at this stage is when I start auto-yielding. I think. Yeah. I think my clock will stay at 249. So he cast... No, I did not auto-yield. Look, it moved more. Pretty dumb. Just not used to having to do that. So we cast Tidings, and then he cast Tolarian Winds. I see a Lab Maniac go to the graveyard. All this stuff. Essence Flux. Memory Adept. All sorts of cool goodies. And he plays Mana Gorger Hydra. Pretty good, but not against Jitte and Ugin, obviously. Then he Beasts Within my Ugin. A shame. I guess he just was really, really looking for an answer, either bounce or something like Beast Within to stop the Ugin, because it was going to get big and ultimate very quickly. All right. Down to 231. How the hell am I going to win this game in time? I have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to win, and he's at 33, and he still has a modest defense in play. I have to be very, very fast at these turns here. I'm just playing as quickly as I possibly can. Beast hits him, and I clear away the Hydra before it gets too big. And I've got enough mana to do this. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I spent extra mana. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to cast the Void Winnower and immediately clamp it. Void Winnower will definitely put a damper on his ability to interact with me. He can still cast his commander, but it does shut down Toothy at least. He's got Reliquarian Tower out now. Guy really does not like to discard extra cards. Mana Vault hits him for 1. Doubling Season comes down, and an elf. What was this thing? Huh, it's one of those new planeswalkers. It's kind of cool. I haven't seen that thing before. Notice he's got 2 mana untapped here, I think. Is he spending all of it? Okay. So I was going to say, and he plays this thing, Rishkar Pima Renegade. Yeah, so notice he took a point of damage there. He's got all the time in the world. He did not untap Mana Vault for no particular reason, and that point of damage might actually matter. I mean, we're at this crazy racing stage. I have 122 on my clock, and my opponent is at 32 life. Like, this is totally an impossible game, right? He's got multiple odd cast blockers as well. But where there's a will, there's a way. Play a forest. Oh my god, look at the clock. Just tick-tock, tick-tock. I'm going to regrow Ugin. Untap mana. Alright, down comes Ugin. Throw the Jitte over on the Void Winnower. Clear out everything again. Second gigantic Ugin activation. How many cards have been exiled this game by? Look at this. It's crazy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 things exiled. Crazy damage coming in. Bash for 12. All right, 45 seconds on the clock. He only has 3 cards left in hand. There is a chance to win this. Definitely auto-yield now. 41 seconds. All right, he gets to take his whole turn. I just watch. Spends a boatload of mana. What is happening? Something huge. Gigantic Primordial Hydra. Cannot block. It is a 9/9. Yeah, I mean, I guess he should have probably invested one less mana in that, so it could have actually blocked my creature. I was rushing, so I didn't even notice, honestly, that it couldn't block. You'll see my next play, of course, is pretty obvious here. All I'm thinking about is the time, right? I mean, we're not playing for anything, but it really sucks to lose a game to time on Magic Online. You just have no recourse. You just feel totally robbed, and it's happened a fair number of times. Certainly a fair share of times to Nate. He and I used to collaborate and talk on the phone and stuff in the middle of games, and he would always time out in games he was winning, which is so silly. All right, I go to 5, 29 seconds. There's no time to even do anything. I'm just spamming my land here. Just clicking as fast as I can. Down comes Duplicant. Crunch down the Hydra. Void Winnower comes in. 14 seconds. 8 seconds. 16 damage. Down to 3. Ugin the Spirit Dragon activates once with 6 seconds left on the clock to deal the final 3 points of damage and win this game. Jesus. Remember how I said he didn't untap his Mana Vault? Well, that 1 point of damage would have won him the game. I don't think I had any way to deal an extra point. I had to clamp this thing to deal like 2 extra damage with it, had to have the Jitte. Everything had to work out exactly right with the amount of time I had left to win. Pretty dramatic finish. I'm really, really happy to have won this game as well. It was extremely gratifying and worthy of numerous fist pumps. I got a couple more games on my list that I need to get to. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and expect more either tonight or very soon. See you later.